welcome to the 13th lucky episode of Bookseller Bill versus the Insurmountable To Be Read Pile. To Be Read Pile, which is getting smaller and smaller. Every day I am trying to read a book a day. Sometimes it takes two. Give me a little, if it's a long one. And by the end of our quarantine, I'm hoping that the publishers will all have reviews for all these things that they've wonderfully sent me, these kind publishers. So today we have from Viking. I realized we hadn't done a kids book for the whole time yet. So we have the sequel to one of my favorite kids books in previous years, The Revenge of the Werepenguin. And this is by Alan Woodrow with really delightful illustrations by Scott Brown. If you know me, you know how much I loved Curse of the Werepenguin, which was basically like Princess Bride meets Monty Python meets American Werewolf in London, where penguins are rampaging through this European forest led by a werepenguin who bites a young orphan who will then suffer the curse of the werepenguin forever and will forever turn into a penguin at the full moon and try to steal fish sticks. So in this one, our hero Bolt is happily living in the Arctic with his penguin family. And his friend Annika, this one right here, who is trying to become the smartest and best bandit of all time. Her father has been kidnapped by an evil werepenguin ruling in the kingdom of Svent. So this is a place where there's a full moon every single night. So lots of chaos happens. Penguins are going around and putting rolls of toilet paper on backwards and pulling the chairs out from behind people just as they're sitting. And of course, stealing all the fish sticks, which is the main moneymaker for this small town. So it's very silly. Lots of wordplay, lots of craziness. I thought I'd read just a small portion of it just so you can get an idea of what this is like. Let me get my bookmark out of here. Possibly the most treasured and wonderful bookmark ever used. That's probably worth about $50 right now. So let's just read this little tiny bit. This deals with a young girl named Gentoo, who is a were-seagull. And this is how she got cursed. So a thin old woman lay on the ground, stinking of seaweed and fish. She wore a long white dress, torn and dirty and waterlogged from the sea. Oddly, it didn't have any sleeves, but instead had two large armholes. "I'm sorry for kicking you," said Gentoo. "I thought you were a log." "Come closer," the old woman rasped, her voice hoarse and gravelly and a little spooky. "I'm fine right here," Gentoo mumbled. The cove, despite its isolation, had never scared her before, but she was scared now. "Move closer," the old woman shouted, a surprising strength in her voice despite her frail appearance, and Gentoo found herself stepping forward. "Closer," the old woman shouted again, and Gentoo came closer until she knelt on the sand. "Closer! I can't get any closer without banging my head on you. Closer!" Gentoo did as she was told, and banged her head into the old lady's head. Gentoo was now so near that she could see the blood staining the woman's jacket. "What happened?" "I was harpooned. My kind are sturdy, but not harpoon-proof." "Have you ever been harpooned?" "No." "Well, consider yourself fortunate." The old woman grabbed Gentoo's arm, pulling her closer so that they banged heads again. The woman's mouth was only millimeters from Gentoo's face. Her breath smelled like spoiled fish, but surprisingly, the smell did not disgust Gentoo. Instead, it stirred something inside her, an inner yearning for, she didn't know what. Her birthmark tingled. "Do you know what I am?" the woman demanded. "An old lady who's been harpooned," guessed Gentoo, "who likes to wear odd sleeveless dresses?" "Well, yes, but I'm something else. And I've been waiting for you." So that kind of gives you the idea. It's a little bit spooky, just a tiny bit, but mostly it's just wacky. Lots of very bad groanable puns. Like every page has a pun on it. I think it's a rule. But this is loads of fun. If you like the first one, you'll like this one too. If you haven't read the first one, it's available right now, and you can get it at anunlikelystory.com or any independent bookstore or children's bookstore. And then look forward to Revenge of the Werepenguin coming from Viking Penguin Kids in August. So this is a lot of fun. Make sure you get a hold of the first one first, though, because it does have some spoilers in this one at the beginning. All right, and this is going into our bag of Unlikely Story. Look at this. You can actually see where I've stacked high enough to the bag. And tomorrow, hopefully I'll have a new episode for you of Bookseller Bill versus the Insurmountable to be read pile. And we'll get through another book, hopefully. If not, I will see you soon, and stay well, everyone. Stay inside and read a good book while you're at it.